Hello and welcome to the Somatic Movement and Mindset podcast with me, Clinical Somatic educator and founder of Total Somatics, Heidi Hadley. The Somatic Movement and Mindset podcast has been designed to help you gain a deeper understanding to how your mind and body work. You will learn about your amazing mind and body and why over time you can feel pain, recurring injuries and poor posture. Within this podcast, I will teach you why this doesn't have to be your future or the norm for you. Would you like to learn how to reduce pain, move freely, and gain a new lease of life? Let's get started.
Hello and welcome back. Now, just before we get started, as always, if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel for Total Somatics, please do. So if you like, share, subscribe and press the notification bell, it just allows more people to hear about it, but also it's much more convenient for you because you get the updated podcasts each week. And so for that, you and I stay connected. Also, just wanting to invite you again, because it's happening very, very soon now, is the annual Menopause Summit that's with Total Somatics. So I invite experts from all around the world and we look at different areas of the menopause and how that can be supportive. And as you know, Total Somatics is all about education and empowerment because that makes such a difference to our internal health and well-being. So if you would like to join me and all the other experts from around the world, go to totalsomatics.com/menopause and you'll find all the details, the dates and the times applicable for your time zone there. Okay, so let's get started with today's episode. So I'd like to delve into a challenge or a situation that occurs for many people over the years. And I see this in my clinical practice and I see it with people that I work with online. And that is this insidious or this subtle increase of muscle tension and pain. And today, what we're going to do is unearth many of the factors that can lead to this situation where there's an increase of tension and tightness, and it also increases pain for people. Now, recently in the Total Somatics membership, I went into the nitty gritty and the neuromuscular science and the exploration of movement of this particular subject. So if you are in the Total Somatics membership, if you go to the recalibrate section, you will be able to watch the workshop that's entitled Sensory Motor Amnesia. And we really did get into that nitty gritty. So you understand the foundations and the basics of that. And if you are a practitioner, for instance, it's taught in a very easy to replicate way to teach other people. So it's not too deep in that way, because the key thing with being a good teacher and a good educator and a good practitioner is that we understand our subject and we can relay it in a very easy way for people to comprehend. So for that reason, I just want to invite you at this point, if you haven't already, if you'd like to join the Total Somatics membership, if you go to totalsomatics.com, click on the Join Now page and please leave your details. And then very, very soon, it's going to be opening very soon. There'll be enrollment for the Total Somatics membership. So please do check this out. If you leave your details, then when I open the membership doors, and it's only for a few days, you are more than welcome to join me and all the beautiful members from around the world. So let us get back to this subject about this insidious or this subtle increase of muscle tension and tightness. Now, there are sensors that are within your muscles and they are detecting and holding tension in your muscles at a specific rate that's been dictated or is influenced by your habits, your hobbies, your activities, your history of injuries and that sort of thing, and impact to the area, and also emotional well-being. So you see, over the time, the levels of tension start to increase. And I always say to people, it's a bit like that frog in boiling water. The temperature goes up slowly, slowly, slowly. So it's only when it's boiling that we think, what is going on? And for the poor little frog, it's a bit late, but it's not for us. So I just want to reassure you that, because over time, we will notice that this level increases. And I've heard this if I had a pound or a dollar for every time I've heard this, that people say that the painkillers that they were taking or the stretches they were doing, it's just not hitting the mark anymore. And it doesn't seem to address their pain and their limited mobility. and they're perplexed of why this is the case. However, and again, if you check out that workshop in the Total Somatics membership, it really puts a lot of things into place, and then many people have said it's resonated with them, because we want to get to the root cause of what's happening here. And so this is because those sensors have basically adjusted their level of tension and tightness in the muscles to create a new normal, as it were. And so no amount of willpower with stretching or taking painkillers is actually going to influence the sensors that are in the muscles. You see, in order to recalibrate the sensors, we need to actually involve the brain. We need an intelligent, time precious process to do this. And we are very time poor in some ways. So we want to do something that's going to be very time efficient for us too. And it's changing and increasing our wiring in our brain. So it's helping us to have a lovely, fresh, juicy brain. We want to keep stimulating our brain. So stretching doesn't get to a brain level. It doesn't change the behavior between the brain and the muscle. It's a temporary fix. It might feel nice at the time, but there is no brain changes there. So the powerful yet gentle approach to releasing chronically tight muscles is the three-step process known as pandiculation. And if pandiculation is a new word to you, I'm going to put in the show notes of this episode some of my other episodes where I've actually gone into explaining the detail of pandiculation. And this is really important to get home to people, is that the stretching has its limitations. It's really built momentum over the years, but as we move forward with neuromuscular science and research, we're seeing that actually stretching is not great for the muscles. And research is showing things like the sarcomeres, which are within the muscles, they actually are impacted by stretching, and it impacts people's power output or their strength. So it's not really helping target muscular health and well-being overall. So pandiculation, it actually unites the communication between the sensory and the motor systems within your neuromuscular system. There's a lot of words there, but what it's doing, it's uniting or bringing together the motor systems, the sensory systems, so they work really well between your brain and your muscles. And pandiculation is incredible. If you could be a fly on the wall in my clinic, or you could be a fly on the wall in my studio when I'm working with people online, you would also be amazed at the power of pandiculation. Because pandiculation improves range of movement. This is where you learn to work smarter, not harder. This is where we leave our ego to the side, and it's less about how far can we take a movement, but can we start being embodied with our practice? Can we truly be mindful and listen and understand how our movement and how our body and our intelligence soma overall is working? Pandiculation improves balance, it helps with spatial awareness. It's also helping to release muscle tension, and it's enhancing joint health mobility. It regulates your nervous system, and that's so important in the kind of life that we all live today. And it improves that brain and body awareness. You become much more mindful of your behavior, or your actions, your thoughts, everything, because it translates into your body. And so it's also reversing this expression I used earlier, which is sensory motor amnesia. And this is basically the miscommunication between the sensory and the motor systems. And when that miscommunication happens, we have pain, we have limited mobility, poor posture, unsteadiness. You might even find that you trip easier, or you scuff your feet a little bit more. There's less intelligence within your muscles. And also, if we have sensory motor amnesia, we have less strength or less power output in our muscles. So for performance, for athletes, sports people, or just general overall well-being, we want to use more of our muscle rather than just using a small portion that's available, because the rest of it is very tight and contracted. And also, sensory motor amnesia dysregulates your nervous system. And what are we wanting to focus on really is regulating and recalibrating our nervous system on a regular basis. And so again, I just want to invite to let you know that there are so many ways that Total Somatics can support you. And the really important thing is that I'm there every step of the way. So within the membership, not only do you have all the rich resources over the years, there's many, many years of resources, and I'm continually updating the membership with new techniques. And me personally, I'm constantly learning new modern techniques for neuromuscular health and well-being, trauma therapy work, regulation work, all that stuff. So you're not just getting a beautiful, rich resource of information in the membership that's been over the last few years. You are getting cutting edge stuff, and I'm very much involved in lots of other things in the background. So because of that, I share that information with you. So it's really exciting to actually be there, finger on the pulse with all this information. And even more importantly, you've got a beautiful community around the world, and you've got me. And that's really important, because I want you to know that I'm there and I can be assisting you and helping you and supporting you and serving you. And if there's something that's not in the membership that you want me to address, I'll create a workshop, I'll create classes. So can you see, I'm constantly listening to what you all need. And because of that reason, I'm here to support you. So I'm very, very active within the membership. So again, if you want to join me and all the beautiful people around the world, go to totalsomatics.com, click on the Join Now page, leave your details there if it just asks you for an email address. But very, very soon, I will be opening the membership doors for a few days. So if you want to join me, come on in. It'd be lovely to see you. If you've been sitting on the fence for a while, just come on in. You will see that there's so much, it suits so many people, different learning styles. So I'd love you to be involved too. So until next time, all my love, all my very best wishes. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and also forward this on to somebody you know will benefit. To learn more about pain relief, plus how to improve your health and well-being, go to totalsomatics.com. Until next time, take care.